Howdy. So I had a Beetle ECU come in to do Immobilizer Off, and figured let's do a video on it. So first I'm going to verify with you that the Immobilizer is configured to be on inside this ECU. So I'm going to connect my VCDS to the ECU, and we'll take a look, and I'll show you the configuration is on. Then I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I'm going to edit the EEPROM inside of it to be Immobilizer Off, and then we'll put it all back together and we will check it with the VCDS again, and hopefully I should be able to show you that the Immobilizer has been configured to be off. Alright, so let's get this guy connected. I've got the wires I needed, I have the diagram that I needed, nothing left to do but hook it up. So let's plug our VCDS into the OBD port. Now I'm going to hook up the power and the grounds based on the diagram over there. So that's pin 3, that's that red one, the big large red one. We're going to hook up pin 1, which is ground, that's the brown one. And now I'm going to hook up pin 21, which is the top row 4 from the left. And that is a power pin. And also I'm going to let's hook up this purple one at pin 43, which is the second row, the very first one, and this is our K line. So I'm going to put this in our OBD port pin 7. Okay, that's our data line. That's how we're going to communicate with this ECU. And we have one more power, which is pin 62. Okay, and the green and the yellow one that's on the diagram we can ignore. They are the CAN lines. Okay. So the wiring is all connected. My VCDS is ready to go. Let's see if we can communicate with the control module here. So it will be the engine unit. And as long as we see this data populate, then we know that we are communicating. Which we do see that. That's perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to adaption. And we're going to go to channel 91. And this should be the immobilizer. So we can see that the value is stored. And if we look at this little legend here, we'll see that 4 means that the immobilizer is matched and that the system is okay. Now, what we want is we want 1. Okay, we want to turn it off. Let's see if we can do that with this. I'm pretty sure we cannot. Yeah, they don't give you any value to be able to do this, right? So we can't do that. We can't just use the software to turn it on and turn it off, unfortunately. So we will have to, open it up. So let me go back on this, and I'm going to put this back at the home screen. Okay. And now it's time to open this guy up and turn the immobilizer off. Okay, so let me power everything down. All right, so we've got the ECU open now. This one's pretty straightforward. We can already identify our EEPROM here. It's a ST95160, and that is our target. That is the chip that contains the data that we need to edit. So I'm gonna go ahead and some people like to read it with clips and whatnot. I don't like to do that. I'm gonna remove it and read it in an adapter so that I know that I have a 100% clean read without any kind of interference from, the circuit that it's in currently. I don't think that these typically have issues reading in circuit, but that's just not how I do it. Alright, so I've got the EEPROM removed. I have it inside of my zip socket here to read it with my T56. I have my software open. Now we just need to select the right chip. So we're going to select IC. I'm going to type in 95160. And we're going to go here, and we need 8-bit. So you don't want to select any of the 16s. We want 8-bit. Okay, we got that. We're going to hit read. Okay, so I need to adjust it. My zip socket is missing the back, so it's easy for me to set it in the wrong spot. All right, so there is our EEPROM data. We see a few things we might recognize, like part number, VIN number. There's other encrypted stuff in here that you can get, like the PIN number and the mileage. Actually, I'm not sure if yeah, I think this one has the mileage. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, our goal right now is to turn the immobilizer off, and that is rather easy. So we're going to come right over here to, I guess you would say 12, address 12, and we're going to type in O2. We're going to add one place or one value, I guess. And we're also going to come to 22 and do the same thing. Okay, so each of those we added one. Now we're going to come over here to 1E and we're going to subtract one. We're going to go down, so we're going to go 8.5 on that. And we're going to do that again. We're going to come to 8.4. So we add one here, subtract one here, and we're going to program it. So now the modified data is on our EEPROM. We can go ahead and put this guy back now. And this flux is not very aggressive that I'm using right now, so you're going to have to bear with me. Alright, so that's probably good. I'm going to add a little bit more flux and I'm going to touch it up just a little bit, just to make sure that it is good. Just like that. But it looked like it was already good. And that's it. Our EEPROM work is done. Alright, so I've got the modified EEPROM installed. I have a case sealed back up, screwed back together. I have my connections ready to go. Only thing left to do is to verify that it has been turned off. So let's try to connect to the engine control module again. Perfect, we are good there. Let's go to adaption and channel 91 again. And this time we should see that the value has changed to 1, which, if you remember, means that the immobilizer is disabled. So this ECU is done. The immobilizer has been turned off, and that is all that needs to be done. I do like to make sure I write that it has been done, just in case a mechanic or anything looks at it, he'll have something to let him know. All right, that's it. I guess I'll see you guys on the next one.